roads are an essential way for New Jersey residents to get around, so it's quite obvious that they have an opinion about this. This competition has been going on for more than 20 years, and for most students, it's just about having fun. Following these guidelines doesn't necessarily mean you have to get rid of your favorite foods, such as these chips, but Harsh says it's a matter of having moderation and making simple changes, such as switching to these multigrain chips. Mrs. Jaeger says students will get to keep the tank in the classroom until next month, and then they'll go on a field trip to Shinnecock Bay and release everything inside this tank back into the water. In Riverhead, Xaviera Tytler, TV 10 and 55 News. New Jersey officials say they're considering using private vendors to maintain sections of New Jersey highways to save taxpayers some money. Following the recommendation of the Christie administration, the State Department of Transportation will take bids from private companies to see how much they'll charge for services like filling potholes, mowing medians, and plowing snow. At this time, the DOT says it doesn't have plans to lay off state workers, but employees from the union are outraged. Local 195 issued a statement to the News at 11, which reads in part, Local 195 is deeply opposed to contracting out these duties of DOT to a private firm, regardless of the fact that supposedly none of our members would be laid off. One question I have for the commissioner is why? Where would the savings come from? And has the state of New Jersey done a cost analysis? State roads are an essential way for New Jersey residents to get around, so it's quite obvious that they have an opinion about this.
That would be something to consider then, because everybody wants to save taxes, especially in New Jersey, since you pay the highest taxes in the nation.
We need to focus on trying to help the city, help people who need jobs, and sending it outside, it's sort of like you're taking money out of or taking food out of people's mouths.
Currently, there are about 420 New Jersey Department of Transportation maintenance staff members that maintain 13,000 lane miles of highways, ramps, and shoulders. And according to Joseph Diaz, spokesman of the Department of Transportation, if bids come back higher than the cost of the DOT workers, it will be unlikely that they will award a contract. In Englewood, New Jersey, Xaviera Tytler, TV 10 and 55 News. Thousands of students gathered around the Roth Pond at Stony Brook University today to watch their peers sail through the finish line. Or at least try. It's the last weekend before finals, so students are celebrating by participating in a competition called the Roth Pond Regatta to get their minds off of the obvious.
Oh yeah, school.
The reason why it looks like competitors are having a hard time getting through the finish line is because they can only use two things to make their boats.
Cardboard and duct tape. Those are the only things they're allowed to use, and they have to race them across the pond. Then they get voted on yacht class, which is 4 people, speedster class for 2 people competing, and showcase for the best looking boat.
Doesn't look so easy now, but these students are confident about their plan to win, and they have every reason to be.
Since we won last year, we're keeping the same boat. The structure is pretty similar. We changed a little bit of things. We kind of just perfected a little, we tweaked it a little bit to see what we could do with how the thing handled, how heavy it was, things like that.
This competition has been going on for more than 20 years, and for most students, it's just about having fun.
It's just a complete relaxation week. I hate to say it, but not many of us go to class because, we're busy working till, the hours in the morning, and it's just really a nice way to end the semester.
First place winners will get a trophy, and for those who didn't win, it's an experience they'll never forget. In Stony Brook, Xaviera Tytler, TV 10 and 55 News. One of these first grade students from Roanoke Avenue School is hoping they get picked next to add one of these sea creatures to this aquarium tank. And the ones who are the best behaved got to put starfish, seaweed, and...
I want to be strong like a big girl and to have muscles.
Of course, she's talking about these mussels from the ocean. And they got to talk about all these sea creatures as part of a lesson about sea life.
Over the summer when they go to the beaches, they'll be able to see some of these things and be able to think about, oh, I saw those in my classroom and now I can see them in the real world and I can teach other kids about them as well.
I learned that the mussels cling together.
The kids also learned that some of the sea life can be found right in your backyard if your home is close to the water. And of course, parents should know that kids are going to want to try this at home.
The sea creatures are so cool that all the sea creatures in the world except sharks I don't like.
And Mrs. Jaeger says students will get to keep the tank in the classroom until next month, and then they'll go on a field trip to Shinnecock Bay and release everything inside this tank back into the water. In Riverhead, Xaviera Tytler, TV 10 and 55 News.